Good morning and welcome to O'Neill's on the Run Life in a Bus. It is season 3, episode 4. You have Tom and Candy today. Ali is
No, Ali.
Ali. She's doing
Best episode of the season yet.
She's doing some schoolwork, so we'll leave her be. Last episode we got down the coast as far as Grassy Heads in New South Wales.
Yep,
And
stayed on our feet somehow.
we did. And we will continue on in our southward trip from there.
Yep.
So I guess to point out the reason why we were meandering south was cricket.
Yeah,
Cricket rules our lives, unfortunately.
correct. Used to be horses when you had them.
No, cricket's ruled lives more than horses.
Here we go.
Here we go. The dog's about to bark at the lady. There she goes, walking through our side again. Every episode, man. Every single time we push record, someone walks through our site and the dog barks. So, sorry about that.
That's a lot of alcohol.
That lady's been... Oh, she's going to give us a death stare. She's having a rant.
I'll let it off if she wants.
Oh, there's a little Bicky Dipper having a look at a little meltdown here because our dog barked at her for walking through our site. While she tips some booze on the road now. Good job, Doris. Karen, whatever your name might be. Okay, back to the podcast, guys. Sorry, we got distracted. It happens when we look out a window. It doesn't take much. We left Grassy Heads after just the one night there, and we headed south to Diamond Waters Caravan Park, which is a Kiwi park at Dunbogan. And it says we paid $55 a night on power for 3 nights.
Nice little spot tucked away. We were in under the trees.
Fabulous spot.
Yeah.
I remember it being
lots of permanents up on top, and then you sort of go down into sort of on the river.
Yeah, on the river's edge. It was lovely. There was possums in the trees, and we could have a fire pit at night.
Yeah,
it was
nice and quiet.
It was quiet. It was a little bit fresh still because it was like September, so there was a little bit of chill in the air. It was a very lovely park, and the staff there were really good. The amenities were a long walk up the hill, but they were clean, older but clean.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed the Diamond Waters Caravan Park at Dunbogan, and we stayed there for 3 nights. The purpose of staying in that area was so that Ali could call into her actual school at Camden Haven and meet some of her teachers and her distance ed.
Spend a day there.
Spend a day, at her actual school.
Yeah,
and when
which
we picked
will
her up,
come in good when she sits at HSC in the next month or so.
Yeah, she's got her HSC trials and HSC coming up, so sort of get her a little bit familiar with the school before she had to go and spend a couple of weeks there now.
That's right. Great spot to explore.
Yeah.
Around.
Lots of lookouts and beach walks and beautiful spots along there.
Yeah, well, we went not far from Diamond Waters. You could just go straight out onto the beach, dirt road, park, walk over. Beautiful beach, wasn't it?
Yeah, spectacular beach and deserted. We sort of had it to ourselves. They must forward drive there. I think there was wheel tracks and stuff along it.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful beach. It goes for miles. And then we went up onto a headland and looked back across the beaches.
Yeah, and then back to where the river comes in.
Yeah, the Dunbogan breakwall, I guess it's called.
Yeah, you sort of drive along there and then you come out to, it might be called North Haven or something.
North Haven, I think, yeah. Yeah, because it's all little... like Hampden Haven, North Haven, Dunbogan, Laurelton, Kew, Kendall, they're all pretty much joined together in little suburbs, really, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
All based around a river system.
Yeah, because there's not much when you come down from Port Macquarie until you get to there. It's a bit sort of lakey, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a Lake Cathay, Lake Bonnie or something, I think it's called in there.
I don't think there's a lot of houses between Port Macquarie and sort of Camden Haven's the area, isn't it?
Yeah, Camden Haven, I think.
There's no town called Camden Haven, but there's North Haven.
North Haven.
Haven, yeah.
Around there, yeah. So they're like all little suburby kind of things joined together. But we really loved it. It's quite a beautiful area, big tall timbers and down to the beach. And the Laurelton Lookout, or North Brother, as that mount.
Yeah, I think there's 3 of them there, isn't there?
Yeah, well, we've been learning about that
Middle
again.
Brother.
And
North Brother.
And I don't know what the other one's called.
No.
We haven't been on that one yet.
No, that's right. Beautiful lookout.
Yeah, so sunrise. We
yeah.
made the effort to get up at like 5 a.m. and be up at the lookout for sunrise. And there's some photos on the socials that you can check out. But it is spectacular. Just sat up there on a bench facing east, with my hoodie on, just watching the sun come up, and the ocean's like all pink and purple, and the big red, orange, the orange sun coming out of the ocean in the morning. It was really worth the effort.
It sort of looks like it came, if you went the right time, it looks like it had come up along the river there, because you can see right along the river.
Yeah, the right time of year where it moves.
Yeah.
The sun moves. But yeah, it's definitely worth there. Lots of natural beauty in that area. Lots of lorikeets and things. It was just a really lovely little area.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And the lookout's not even that well marked.
No, it's just a bit of a hidden gem.
Yeah, and you drive up, you wind your way up this hill wondering where you're going for 5Ks.
Yeah. And we also went out to Kew and Kendall and took a photo of the big axe at Kew.
Yeah. Well, it says I did.
It says
I can't find the photo.
His smarty phone says he took a photo, but he can't find a photo. But I remember going there.
Yeah.
And we went to the markets were on at Kendall Showgrounds, and they were quite lovely little markets, just little country markets.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of stuff there, was there?
No. And
like men's shed built stuff. And
a few like candles and jewellery and bits and pieces. Something to do.
Would have suited your mother.
Probably.
Could have rubbed more cannabis oil on her ears.
Could have suited your mother.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really enjoyed that area. It was just a nice, quiet area, and we just had a lovely 3 days. Well, Tom and I spent 3 days sort of just relaxing and chilling and hanging out and exploring while Ali went to school.
Yeah, plenty of spots to drive around and have a look there.
Yeah.
Both sides of the river's beautiful driving along, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And then I think we drove out on the north side of the river, maybe.
Yeah.
And right out to a beach, and it was packed.
Yeah.
Big surf beach.
Yeah, I don't know what that was called.
No, it was on the other side of.
Like, they called Lake Cathay or something, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a huge beach. There's so many people there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we went up from there to Port Macquarie as well. Drove around, checked out that whole sort of stretch between Port and Dunbogan.
Yeah, that's right. Went to KFC at Port Macquarie.
Oh, of course we did. I love a bit of fried gold. Yeah, so that was a nice 3 days there. And then we decided to keep on south, heading for Kurua, which is Port Stephens. We got fuel, it says here, at Glenthorne on the way down. 191 litres at $2.16, 25.7 litres per 100. Again, that's the bus towing the ute. And we stopped to get some groceries at Raymond Terrace, where Ali nearly had a schwack in the main street. Raymond Terrace is a bit of a place, right? It's a whole thing. There's a lot of very interesting, low socioeconomic people there with maybe some addiction issues. To be polite.
Right.
And Ali, there was a lady walking along the street having a bit of a skits out meltdown, and Ali was looking at her, as you do when you're not accustomed to seeing that kind of behaviour. And the lady went, "What are you looking at? You want to fight me? What are you looking at? Stop looking at me." And had a meltdown. I'm like, Ali, just look at your shoes. Don't make eye contact. Don't acknowledge. Just look at your feet. Don't look. And eventually she blew past. But Raymond Terrace has some colourful characters.
That it does.
It does. It's good for people watching. It's a good people watching place. Just don't make eye contact with the crack addicts.
Yeah.
That's my word of advice. But stopped at Raymond Terrace, got some groceries, headed on down to Kurua. Stayed at the Big Four there. I think it's called Kurua Jetty Caravan Park.
And that's what it is. It's got Big Four Kurua Jetty Holiday Park.
There you go. He's all over it with his data today. We paid $45 a night on power, and we stayed for 3 nights.
Yeah. Nice big site.
Huge big site.
Few tight turns to get in.
Yeah, it was a bit of an S-bend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Our biggest problem was probably the rabbits, because our dog tries to chase them and eat them, and there was lots of them there again.
Yeah. It's one of the better ones done with permanents, isn't it? Sort of a whole separate area. There's a few permanents scattered in among.
But not really. Like, the permanents are tucked out of the way a bit.
And there's a fence around, and it's like a completely separate park.
Almost, yeah. You don't have the tourists in with the permanents, and the permanents in with the tourists were kind of segregated a little bit, which does seem to work better, I think. Aesthetically and, socially, I think it's a better mix.
That's right.
We cruised around Kurua. It's not a big place. It's just a tiny little place.
Yeah,
it must have been big once upon a time.
Yeah, I think once the oysters died, they got the disease there. I think it must have died off a bit.
But oysters are back now,
yeah.
I think. We went to the oyster bar there. I've been there a couple of times now. It was delicious. What else did we do in Karua?
We drove here on the 7th of September. We drove out to Tea Gardens.
Oh, yeah, we went to Hawk's Nest and Tea Gardens and up to Mungo Brush.
Yep, that's right. That's what I got right along. It was dirt road, wasn't it?
Yeah, like through a national park. Some dirt road, some tar, I think.
Yeah.
And then we thought we could go all the way around the lake, but turns out you need a ferry and no dogs allowed. So we had to drive all the way back the way we came.
Yeah.
But
it was a nice drive.
Yeah, different sort of country, isn't it? Like it's paper bark and low scrublands and rolling sand dunes.
Yeah, lots of along the lake. Was there a lake there?
Yeah.
There was a lot of camping and that back on the lake, and then a lot of access to the beach.
So it's like a long spit of land with the lake on one side and the beach on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you drive along, and I think Hawk's Nest and Tea Gardens and Jimmy's Beach and that whole area is a very pretty area too.
Yeah.
But it's very touristy again. It's not. We sort of try to generally stay clear of the big touristy centres. It's not. We like our little space and quiet and more nature-based activities, just walking and exploring and things rather than doing the big.
Yeah, well, Tea Gardens, we went in and Ali bought that cup to make a candle, remember?
Well, she did. We went op shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something she likes.
Yeah. Ali loves the op shop. That'll get her out the bus. Tell her we're going op shopping. But yeah, Karua itself is just a lovely, peaceful, quiet little town. We walked around. There wasn't a lot to see or do there.
You walk around the whole town.
A bit of fishing off the jetty and things. And in town.
Yeah, there's an old-looking jetty at the caravan park.
It's a bit sketchy feeling, but we didn't fall in, so it worked. Yeah, but there's 3 nights, just 3 very quiet days there at Karua. And then
there's a bit of a walk, they tell you, in the grassland. It just disappears. I'll see if I can find the photo and send them. There's an old bridge. Yeah, she's pretty wild.
It said it was like a wetland walk or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Tom just walked in, like started the walk, and then
there's the first bit of the walk off the roads, all right, and then you walk around the back of the football ground where you think it's going to go, and you can't find a track. It feels like you're walking in somebody's yard. And then I found this bridge that you can't even walk across.
Yeah, so it was, I don't know if it used to be a walking track and it's just not anymore, or what, or he was lost. I don't know.
It says it's a walking track when you go there.
Yeah, but it was a very bushwalking walking track.
Yeah, I will find the photo and send it to Candy and she can put it on here.
We'll put it on the social media.
It's a proper troll bridge.
A troll bridge, eh? And then from Karua, we went to Cessnock. And when we're in Cessnock, we've said this before, we always stay at Cessnock Showgrounds. We quite like it there. It's $25 per night on power. And this is the start of what we call the bounce. So around the Newcastle area, there is no real caravan parks.
There's a lot around
Lake Macquarie.
Yeah.
And Stockton Beach. There is no long-term.
You could probably get long-term at Stockton, but it costs you
a fortune. Yeah. And we love Stockton. We go there often, but it's not somewhere where you can base yourself for 3 or 4 months. And then so that leaves you with the showgrounds, and we bounce between Cessnock and Maitland, and you can do 2 weeks at Cessnock and 3 weeks at Maitland.
Yeah.
And we call it the bounce. And there is so many people working down there in our situation doing the bounce. Like, there was a whole community of us that we would see just bounce from the 2 showgrounds back and forth, wasn't there? Like the same rigs and the same people. And
yeah, that's right.
Because there's just no options for itinerant workers in the area.
No, that's not ridiculous.
And so our first 2 weeks of the bounce was Cessnock this trip, and Ali and Tom started cricket.
Yeah, I got the 9th of September. We went to Cessnock. Yeah. And then we went to Costco.
Oh, yeah, got to go to Costco when we're anywhere near Newcastle.
And then we went back to Cessnock.
Yeah, we just went to Costco for a day trip.
Yeah, it looks like it.
And, Tom started his cricket training and we started looking for work. I picked up a job at Raymond Terrace at a motor inn there on reception.
Yep.
And Tom started finding a few little jobs on Airtasker, which led to constant work over the summer pretty much.
That's right.
Yeah, so Airtasker is one way that we find work, and it's probably one of the better ways we've used to find work getting around.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No,
always little jobs. It's just an app you put on your phone. It's very easy. We should be sponsored by Airtasker because we give them a plug all the time. But yeah, it's a good way to find work when you're
yeah.
on the run, on the
Yeah, it's a
road.
good little community. Started going to the CrossFit gym there at Cessnock, RIP training,
Yep.
which was good. They don't do really people just drop in or nothing. I suppose Cessnock's not a destination town.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you just put me on the books and paid in cash, and it all worked out pretty well.
Yeah, so that was good. He could keep his training going, his CrossFitting going. And yeah, so I was working in Raymond Terrace, driving in there 3 days a week. Tom started cricket. He started finding some jobs on Airtasker. Ali and I did a bit of a winery tour while we were at Cessnock, which was great. We went out to Seltier Estate, which was fantastic. Lots of nice whites and bubblies there. And we went to a dairy and an olive place, and we just took ourselves on a little food and wine tour around Necknock, which was great.
Beautiful outside Cessnock.
Yeah, Pecolbin and Lovedale area outside of Cessnock is great. Cessnock itself is, again, a little bit of a sketchy community. I always told Ali to take the dog with her when she walked there. Not that we ever had any problems, but we did see a lot of like public fighting in the streets and hoons on motorbikes and stolen stuff. But we never had a problem personally there at Cessnock. But you just got to be security conscious.
That's it. Good coffee at Greg's.
There's a debate.
Greg's Espresso Bar actually tastes like coffee, not like hot milk from Arthur's down the street.
Tom and I had this thing, right, in Cessnock. It's ongoing. Tom loves Greg's. I like Arthur's, and they're like next door.
Yeah. But one tastes like coffee and one just tastes like hot milk.
And one tastes like burnt coffee and one tastes like good coffee.
No, you got no idea.
And Arthur's has the award so far for the best toasted sandwich.
Yeah.
So Arthur's has a bit going for it.
Yeah, it does have a good toasted sandwich.
What was it? A beef brisket toasted sandwich. So Arthur's gets the award.
You can put up with their coffee if you go and have food there. But you can't put up with their coffee if you just get coffee.
So in the end, it would be Tom would go to Greg's and I would go to Arthur's because we're side by side and they had the best coffees.
Yeah.
Accordingly.
I've got your wine tour on here.
You got a wine tour on here. Where did we go? Oh, Di Bartoli, Colburn.
And then we went to the handmade market.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
After
the other markets at that place, wasn't it?
Di Bartoli, yeah.
Yeah, they had markets, and then we went to the handmade market.
We did.
Yeah. What else did we go? We went to the coffee shop, like coffee and chocolate shop there, didn't we?
That was last time.
Was it?
Yeah, not this time. Yeah, last time. Because you got baited. They put peanuts in your chocolate.
Oh, that's right.
And you had an anaphylactic.
Yeah, always.
Always an issue with you.
Oh,
and so we done our 2-week bounce at Cessnock, and then we went and we did a 3-week bounce at Maitland. And while I was there, I was offered a job on a horse stud, so I ditched the motel reception job in Raymond Terrace and started working on a racehorse stud, which is something that I was passionate about. Horses in general.
It's not really a hut. Oh, yeah, stud, I suppose.
Yeah, stud. And then it was great to be working with like 50 odd mares and their foals, or probably more than 50 mares and foals. And but it was very physically demanding work, and it was 12 days on, 2 days off, which just physically flogged me, really.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the work, but it was a bit much. Very physically.
I don't think they'd been farmers for real long. They hadn't worked the easy way out to do something.
Yeah. So being a farmer or being from a farming family and things, I guess my way of looking at things, to do things practically and easily, was not their way of thinking. They were sort of more on the hobby farm kind of management. So we sort of had conflicting ideas. But I did work there for quite a while, up to January, I think it was, when I quit. Yeah.
I've got the 23rd of September here. You must have started your first store.
Oh, yeah. I had a market stall at Maitland Market and Di Bartoli, the Hunter Valley Market, selling my photos and things that we take while we're travelling around, and that was pretty good. Had a couple of good market days actually, and went out to Wollombi and had a really good Wollombi. I always say that one wrong. Wollombi. And had a really good market day out there.
Yeah, I went to Greg's. I must have had a good coffee that day.
That's the day that the dog knocked the banana bread out of your hand.
Oh, that's right.
Ali from the background. Apparently, that was the day the dog knocked the banana bread out of Tom's hand.
Yeah, and then Sunday.
And did you have a meltdown about that, Tom?
I probably would have. The next day we moved to Maitland.
Yeah.
Yep. On the 24th of September.
There you go. He's all over it. He's got this little timeline thing on his phone because it stalks him everywhere he goes.
Yeah, correct.
Handy for doing this kind of thing.
And Maitland was the better spot to be anyway because I could just get on the train and be at uni for cricket training in 20 minutes instead of dealing with traffic's next level.
Yeah. Yeah, Newcastle traffic. We actually don't mind the Newcastle area, but I could never live there because of the traffic. The traffic just does me.
Oh, brutal.
And we did get better on public transport, but then we went back to Tamworth for a couple of weeks after that to Austin Tourist Park. I had a gig relief managing there, and while we were there, we took the bus back for its service. Yep. What we've had the bus, it's always been serviced at RC Barber in Tamworth. So when we're back there, we try to get it done there. They know the bus.
Yeah, do a good job.
Do a good job. Yeah, and then we just come back and continue the bounce. So Cessnock, Maitland. Well, in Cessnock for the second time, I started doing menu log, which is actually for bus lifing people and travellers. That's not a bad way to earn some money. Menu log. You just got to update your position regularly. But I can make sort of $200 a night in about a 3 or 4 hour shift delivering
and
food.
Sort of you can determine when you want to work.
Yeah, you just pick your own hours, whatever suits you, and pick up extra shifts if you like. So menu log was pretty good. I didn't mind that. What else have you got to add to the situation?
Not a lot. Do you remember when we went back to Tamworth?
Yeah, October.
I caught the train back. I remember $30-something.
Yeah, and Ali caught the train back because she went to Sydney Uni early entry program too. Remember, and she caught the train back to Tamworth and then flew down to Sydney.
Yeah,
which was a bit of a pickle from Tamworth. It was a long way around.
It's easy as it's the way to do it.
Yeah, so when we're in Maitland, we use the public transport quite a bit to go into the beach for the day, into uni for your cricket, back to Tamworth. It's cheap as cheap and so easy to use the public transport to get around.
Yeah, buses are a bit hard, but if you can get the train, they seem to run pretty well.
Yeah.
They don't seem to change that much, do they?
No. Well, I guess that'll probably pull us up for this episode. We'll be back again, and we'll go to maybe Stockton Beach.
Yep. For a few weeks anyway.
I think that was nice.
Until they put the rate up to $90.
Yeah. Rightio, guys. I think that's us for the episode. Join in again next week. It'll be episode 5 next week, and we'll be sort of going from Tamworth and back to Stockton Beach and continuing our Newcastle summer bounce. And we'll catch you all then. Bye.